folks, Moose here. So this video is going to be on, well, it's going to be on a couple things. One, I want to answer a couple questions that I got from some subscribers this week. Let's see, we've got, and I apologize if I butcher these names, but, well, Russ M, kind of hard to butcher that one. He wanted to know, do I pay for e-waste pickups? The answer to that is no. It's been a long-standing policy of mine not to pay for e-waste or scrap. My thought process is that there's just too much of it out there for free. So why bother paying for it? In a lot of cases, I actually get paid to pick it up. Especially these days, I will charge fees for anything with refrigerants or CRT monitors. Because those things, to recycle them, once I get what I want out of them, to recycle the rest of it, it does cost money at local transfer or recycle centers. So do I pay for scrap? No, I never have and never will. Keep in mind also, this is just like a part-time thing for me, a little side gig. So if I were to start paying for scrap, it would really start cutting into my profits. So, I figure, just take the free stuff. Let's see, next one is, load. Roger Gonzalez. Let's see, do you pay for that or they paid you to pick it up? So again, same question. Do I pay for scrap? Again, no, I don't. There are some companies, like the larger accounts that I have for local tech companies, they seem to be leery of people who advertise they pick up for free. So for those, I do charge a minimal fee for picking up. So no matter what, even if it's just a load of junk, which it hardly ever is, I'll still make some money off of it. As far as the fees that I charge, it depends. Sometimes, like this one company, I will charge a $10 fee for destruction of hard drives for each one. So that's a nice little thing, and my whole shtick with them is that yeah, some companies will poke a hole in it, some companies will crush it. I melt them right down, and it's pretty hard to retrieve any information off of an aluminum ingot. So there's that. So that answers those two questions. So thank you guys for commenting and watching. The next thing we're going to talk about is what to do with e-waste. Sorry, pollen is killing me right now. So a question that I get a lot is, the e-waste, the electronics that I don't recycle myself, what do I do with them? Like the last few videos, depopulating boards, what do I do with all that stuff? A lot of it I don't process myself. I just don't have the time. And my house is like a hub in the neighborhood for kids during the summer. They're always here using the pool, parents hanging out and have a few beers and chat. So I don't really like the idea of having a lot of chemicals around. So pretty much the only gold recovery that I do these days is from gold fingers, which are the off ram sticks and stuff like that. What would have been on the bottom of that. Everything else I send off to get recycled, or to get the gold recovered from it, and other precious metals. So people will ask me, where do you send it? Well, there's a lot of places online that will recycle things, and they all seem to have mixed reviews. And personally, I've used several of these companies, multiple occasions, and I too have mixed reviews. There's this one company in Massachusetts, I'm not going to throw out names, but the first load that I had to them was fantastic. It was more money than I expected, and with my experience, I'm fairly good at knowing what to expect from these companies as far as a return. So the first load was pretty good. The second load, the receipt that I got, half of the stuff that I sent was missing. The weights were completely off. So, again, mixed reviews. But there is a place where if you go to the e-waste and precious metal refining group on Facebook, try not to be a nuisance, you know, be nice. They have a lot of people on there who toll refine, and one of the guys on there is someone that I like to use. He's probably, you know, between him and Jeff Massey, also known as Geo on YouTube, they're probably the two most reliable ones that I know of, and I'm sure a lot of other folks in there are very reliable as well. You know, this is just, you know, the experience that I've had. I haven't used Jeff yet, but Dee Noxx, formerly Sunny of eWaste Services, who also has his own YouTube channel, or did, it hasn't been running lately, but I'll send my stuff to them. Now, this is an example of what I'm sending. Now keep in mind that, you know, a lot of you folks are fairly new, so you're not really sure what to expect. You know, you may think you have a ton of gold in what you have when really you don't. So this is an example of what I'm sending, and we'll take a look. All right, so the first thing I'm sending is a couple of boxes of RAM. They're trimmed. I took all the gold fingers off. You know, again, that's the stuff that I keep for myself. But here is, so I've got one box of 12 pounds, 4 ounces of RAM, and this other box here. I'll get you a quick weight on that. That is another 7 pounds. So I've got about 20 pounds of RAM right there that I'm going to be sending to Dee Noxx or Sunny. So, and this is, you know, I consider this a very small load to send. So just keep that in mind. So we start off with, you know, I'm going to put this all in one big box. It's good to keep it separated because, you know, they're going to have to separate it, and if you don't, so save them some time. You know, you'll get your stuff back faster. The next thing I've got is some BGAs. So these are the little flat surface mount ones. Kind of look like that. And then got a few pounds of this type. You know, really the nice ones with the gold tail. Not enough to fill up a box. I was expecting more with all those barrels of boards that I had, but really they fell short. So we got that. That's going. Next up, I've got a box of IC chips. So these are all, you know, assorted kinds. Yeah, the ones that have rust on them, I put those in a bucket of AP to remove the legs, and forgot about them for a while. So I get a little rust on them, but everything else, these are all just, you know, regular IC chips. Some of these are pretty nice. I like to test them every once in a while, especially if I have like an old circuit board. The ones towards the bottom are from those old Wayne computers that I had scrapped a while back. So I like to crack them open, and I can see the that center square in the middle was gold plated, and, you know, I'll use my jeweler's loop, and I can see little gold bonding wires. So, but again, you know, they don't all have, you know, good gold content. Some of them have no gold content. It's just, you know, throw them in with the rest, process them, and hope for the best. So we got that. That's a little over 14 pounds of IC chips right there. So 14 plus 20, so 34 plus 4 pounds, 28 pounds. And the last thing I've got is a box of ceramics. Now this, you know, again, when you're trying to get this stuff refined, talk with your refiner, see what they take, see what they don't take. You definitely want to get an idea of what they expect for quantities, because if you're just going to send, you know, this, it's not worth their time. I mean, there's so little gold and just, you know, a handful of CPUs. So, you know, for Sunny, I'm sending him, you know, this, these, which, you know, they've got that black back, just like the black fiber CPUs. So, you know, hopefully he can get some gold out of there. If not, you can just toss it. I got a little bag of black fiber CPUs. I've got all those little ceramic crystal oscillators that should be processed just like regular ceramic CPUs. We'll see. I kept it separate, just in case he doesn't want to mess with it. And then finally, all kinds of ceramics. All the ceramic CPUs, the little IC chips that have the gold on it, gold legs. Other gold cap ones. I've also got some EPROMs in there. And some of them, I mean not all. I've got a bunch of the little ceramics that look like that. They look just like a regular little IC chip. So I crack them open just to see, and you can see the little gold plated backing in there. So that's that. So what I do from there is I make sure all these boxes are sealed up tight, because you don't want to risk losing any material in transit. And I'm going to pack them all up in that tote right there. It's a fairly cheap tote. It was like $6, so I don't care what happens to it. But it's it's solid. I'm sure that nothing bad is going to happen to it during the transit. And then I'll just ship it off via FedEx or USPS, and go from there. So if you check out this group, which I highly suggest, it's the e-waste and precious metal refining group on Facebook. Remember to ask some important questions. 1, what material they take. 2, what's the minimum amount that they will take. If you just have like 1 pound of ceramics, they may not want to bother with it, because the amount of gold recovered, it's just not worth their time and chemicals. You also want to ask how you're compensated. Do you want gold back, or do you want money back? So you have to make sure you ask that as well. Ask about time frames. Some people are backed up. That's just the name of the game, especially if you want to get away from big companies online that have mixed reviews, and go with a smaller refiner who has much better reviews. You're gonna have to expect that they're busy, so it may take a few weeks to get your stuff back. But Sonny is great as far as keeping me in the loop of what's going on, where he is in the process. And from what I hear of Jeff Massey, he's also phenomenal at it. So there you have it. So that's what I do with all the stuff that I pull off circuit boards. And I guess we'll see you in a little bit and see what the end result was. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share, hit that bell, and see you on the next one.